Hi, I just wanted to post another video for today, and this is going to be brief, but I want to share an interesting fact about Star Wars in general. So this is not just about one character or one book or one interesting little scene in the movies. Is that many who don't really follow Star Wars through the EU or the expanded universe, either past or present, and just watch the movies. That's good, that's great, no judgment. But when you look at Star Wars as a franchise, it is a type of franchise that is basically one continuous lore. So there's a continuous history. There's no parallel universe. Now there is, because now the original EU is now legends, are non-canon. However, when George Lucas was in charge and when it was solely his company and he was developing this lore, this franchise, him and his team created a nearly seamless history of lore, expanding 25 centuries plus, pre-Old Republic all the way to the Legacy era. So that's a huge expansion, a huge task to take, to keep track of the history, make sure that it all ties in together and ties into its foundation, the movies. So that's what makes Star Wars very separate and unique than like even Marvel and other IPs, because and even now Star Trek, because they have now fractions of the lore where some of the EU does not tie into the movies and some of the movies don't even tie into other movies. And so it's just a random, like, here's a movie, here's something totally separate. There is no constant continuity or constant history. And you really shouldn't have to read the EU to enjoy the movies. That's how it was in the past when George was in charge of his company. Now we have Disney, Star Wars using the EU or their explained universe to make sense of the movies. And from what I look at it as, or how I see it, is that Disney Star Wars is trying to build what George and his team built when George owned the company, when it was solely George's baby. And so they are trying to continue with a constant continuity and lore without having to have a parallel universe or separate entities between the EU and the movies. And they are failing. And I realized this when you start looking at the sequel trilogy and some of the leaks that are going on and some of the events that had already happened in the ST, and reading their books. I've only read a couple, so reading the couple of books. And one of the main thing is making Leia a Jedi. Yeah, that rumored leak, speculation, whatever you want to call it. She was to be the last Jedi. She was supposed to train Rey, all this stuff. However, when you look, if you're an EU person and you also look into Disney's EU, in Bloodline, she refuses training. She does get a little bit with honing in her telekinesis abilities, but that's it. So that's an interesting fact with Star Wars as a franchise. It's not really, well, in the beginning, it has never been a parallel type universe, and the novels have never been separate from the movies. In fact, they thread in and tie into the movies beautifully and creating one canon and continuity. So I thought I'd share this fact with you. I'm heading out now, driving. I am safe. I'm gonna get on the highway, so I'm gonna go ahead and close here. And I just wanted to share this fun fact. Star Wars, past and now maybe present, I'm still not sure about that, has always been one continuity. And the EU threaded through the movies and complement the movies as one lore and history. However, you didn't have to read the books to understand the movies. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please share, hit that like button, and If you haven't subscribed, do this girl a favor. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. I'm here because of you, and I hope to continue to be here to serve you with the beauty of the expanded universe, or the original EU, now coined legends. And have a great day.